Francis is saint of animals.
He was born in Italy. His parents richly had a nice life.
His father gave his son a nickname Francis. Francis went to lots of parties. He was a soldier, but he was taken prisoner. When he got out of jail, he went to party with his friends. Francis became ill, went to Rome. He saw a lot of poverty. He came home as a changed man, dressing up simply. He went to work for his father, selling silk. Francis gave the silk away to the poor, leaving his father very angry. Francis decided to follow God. He gave away all his people. St. Francis said these words. That means God can do everything. Following God's orders, Francis repaired a ruined church. For the next few months, he repaired more ruined chapels. Other people died Francis. Other people died out to tell about Jesus. Francis is a local known for his love of nature, calling creative his brothers and sisters. He thought that every living thing has been created by God. Legend has it that he once saved a village from a wolf which was attacked by the locals. He is believed to have spoken with the wolf, explained that the locals would feed it if the wolf stopped attacking the people. It was the bitterly cold winter of 1220 in the Italian town of Gubbio. The snow was falling heavily and the ground was covered in ice. The animals in the woods and the countryside were starving. They could find no food in the freezing conditions. One day, a hungry wolf arrived in the town. The people were terrified of him. Hid inside their houses. Children were not allowed to play outside. Everyone was too frightened. The wolf returned each day. A young man called Francesco arrived in town. He came from the nearby town of Assisi. Francesco loved animals and he knew how to speak their language. The people of Gubbio told Francesco about the dangerous beast that was scaring the town. So Francesco decided to visit the wolf. In the forest, the wolf jumped out from behind the trees, growling and showing his sharp teeth. He tried to frighten Francesco, but it did not work. Instead, Francesco just stood calmly and said, "Brother Wolf, be good."
Brother Wolf, be good.
The wolf stood still, listening to Francesco's words. The young man continued to speak. The people of Gubbio wish to live in a peace. They are very frightened of you. If they promise to feed you every day, will you promise to be their friend and to stop killing the animals? The wolf listened carefully. A few moments later, he lifted his right paw for Francesco to hold. Everyone could see that the wolf had changed and that now he was their friend. Every day during the next 2 years, the wolf visited the town of Gubbio, but the people were no longer afraid. They left plates of food outside so that the wolf could eat plenty. Children stroked him and played with him. The wolf was happy because he no longer suffered from hunger and he felt loved by the people. He was not a dangerous beast. Instead, he was a true friend. Everybody was happy. The people of Gubbio lived peacefully with the wolf for 2 years until something terrible happened. The wolf died. The people of Gubbio were heartbroken. They wept with great sadness. The wolf, who was once an enemy, was so terribly missed. They had lost a great friend, their brother wolf.
Saint Francis died in 1226 and was declared a saint 2 years later. Many believe nobody has ever copied the work of Jesus as well as Francis did. Once chosen, the Pope picks a new name. This name gives people an idea about how he will lead us, the Church. Pope Francis the Convent is the first to choose this name after Saint Francis of Assisi. The feast of Saint Francis takes place on the 4th of October every year. It is a time when church services remember the life of Saint Francis and pets can be blessed. We all belong to St. Francis Primary School and our local church is dedicated to St. Francis. If we follow the example of St. Francis by treating others as we want to be treated, then together we can make Blackburn a better place for everyone. Please join me to see my lighthouse.
In my wrestling, in my doubts, in my failures, you won't walk out. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. In the silence, you won't let go. In the questions, your truth will hold. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness. I will follow you, oh, my lighthouse, my lighthouse. I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore. I won't fear what tomorrow brings. With each morning I'll rise and sing. My God's love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Oh, you are my light, my lighthouse, my lighthouse, shining in the darkness. I will follow you, oh, my lighthouse, my lighthouse. I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore. Fire before us, you're the brightest. You will lead us through the storms. Fire before us, you're the brightest. You will lead us through the storms. Hey! Fire before us, you're the brightest. You will lead us through the storms. Fire before us, you're the brightest. You will lead us through the storms. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness. I will follow you, oh, my lighthouse, my lighthouse. I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore.
Please join us in prayer. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love.
Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope.
Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. Amen. Thank you for joining us today. Peace be with you.